On NPR's Wildcard podcast, Michelle Obama says she's reinventing herself.
I don't know if my ambition has ever fully been able to actualize itself. I think I'm now at a stage in my life where all my choices are mine.
I'm Rachel Martin. Listen to Wildcard for a conversation about balancing family and personal growth with Michelle Obama.
Brothers, and we're broadcasting this week. Boy, do we move around. From the oxymoronic...
So they can't triangulate on us.
I know. Can't get a fix. We're broadcasting from the oxymoronic titles division here at Car Talk Plaza. Now, we just thought this was interesting. We saw a reference this week to Michael E. Doble, whose title is, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Advanced Technology Manager for Buick. Woo! So anyway, our crack staff did a little snooping, and it turned up what, I guess, in their opinion, is the actual organization chart at Buick.
They did this? I mean, they actually...
Murky.
They sent someone out,
Yeah.
a spy,
Murky.
and got the... Woof!
Murky.
Murky's good. Industrial espionage, we call it.
And their question was simply, who reports to the chief of advanced technology at Buick? That's what they wanted to find out.
Yeah.
And look, there are several direct lines right to him.
Yeah, like here's one. The entire future upholstery division reports to this guy.
Get out.
It includes the director of non-plaid research. Here's another guy. Chief, even wider butt seating research. You have to stay on top of this leading edge stuff. I mean, the whole future exterior design department reports to this guy.
Of course.
And in that area, they're apparently working on a report called Future Dimensions in Stodge or Stodginess. Wow.
Stodged them.
And then there's the Generation X marketing division. Look at this. What's this? They even have their motto written down below. It says, they'll eventually get old, and when they do, we'll be here waiting for them.
If we ain't dead. And then, of course, some of the Buick's top secret future concept vehicles come out of the advanced technology department. And we've uncovered a prototype of a vehicle Buick hopes to unveil early in the next century, I guess. As you may know, much of Buick's market is made up of older folks.
I know that.
And some of the oldest buyers in the country would rather have a Buick, I guess.
When would you really rather have a Buick? And all the old guys in the rest homes are saying, yes, I would, Martha.
And in a move that I think is pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Buick is going right after the Lincoln Continental crowd. They're introducing the Buick Incontinental.
That's bad. That's bad. Is this all true? Did you make this up?
This is merely my opinion. Anyway, if you'd like to talk to us, our new phone number is 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Stefan from Brooklyn.
Stefan.
Yeah.
Stefan.
What's up, man?
I'm calling because my car, which is the chief car for my business, which is the Unemployed Philosophers Guild.
Yeah.
It has a peculiar problem.
What kind of a car is it?
It's a Volkswagen Golf,
What year?
1988.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually used to cause tremendous amounts of grief. It would break down constantly. And I discovered a temporary solution to the problem, which is that I'd be driving along and suddenly black smoke would come out the back and it would stall. And then when I would pull the heat sensor out, it would start up and it would run perfectly without the heat sensor inside.
What heat sensor? The coolant temp sensor?
Yeah, the coolant temperature sensor.
The thing under the hood.
Right. So I'd pull that out, and then the car starts to run fine. And then every once in a while, as I'd be cruising down the highway, it would stall. And then what I do is I leave the car in gear, and I turn the engine off. And so it would just sort of coast with it in gear.
Yeah, I got
And then
it.
when I turn the engine back on, it runs fine, and it'll run fine for 15, 20 more minutes. And then I'll have to repeat this process. So I wonder if I'm destroying my car by doing this.
I often wonder how people come across these little tricks.
Yeah, whatever made you pull off the coolant temp sensor wire? I mean, why not some other wire?
It seemed obvious.
It seemed
It
obvious.
seemed obvious.
I can't explain it, but it just
Stefan,
seems
you
as
may
clear
be
as
a
day.
genius.
Stefan, someone with your abilities shouldn't be unemployed.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, you haven't considered replacing this coolant temp sensor.
I have. I've replaced it, and there was no difference.
Yeah.
So it isn't the coolant temperature sensor. And I brought it into Volkswagen on 3 separate occasions. And though when I got the car back, it was fixed for maybe a couple of days, it always reverted.
Yeah. See, my theory on this is that whenever someone comes up with this strange little cures, temporary cures like this one, like the ones you came up with, either the person is a genius or a complete wacko.
And right now, you're right on the fence.
I'm leaning toward wacko now. Although I admit I started out thinking you were a genius.
Well, there's a very fine line.
There is.
There really is.
There may not be any line.
Right. You may have crossed back and forth 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah, because I don't think either one of these things that you do has any bearing on the problem.
Oh, you're absolutely wrong. You're entirely incorrect.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the stopping the thing in gear. I can't figure that out. Pulling the coolant temp sensor wire may have something to do with something, but it may be forcing the computer to go into some limp-in mode, which is more likely to be correct than the run mode. Okay, you need someone to.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think that's. Thank you.
I have a theory as to why turning the car off.
I knew you would.
My feeling is the problem is that there's the gas flow is incorrect, and when I pull the coolant sensor, it changes the mix of the gas.
That's right.
Well,
that's because
true.
it puts the computer into the limp home mode.
Okay, but then when it stalls, suddenly it's burning too rich and the engine is flooded.
Yeah.
And by leaving the engine on with the car off, it somehow cleans out the cylinders.
Okay.
You think that's right?
Not really.
No, but I mean, you've clearly done some thinking about this.
You have done something.
And it's not bad thinking, I have to say. It's not completely wacko. You have to admit, it's not completely wacko.
I want to work my way back to genius. In your estimation.
Well, you're still on the line.
I think you have a bad thermostat.
But that's the one that I changed already.
No, you changed the coolant temp sensor.
Oh.
Oh.
The thermostat is the thing that actually controls the temperature, and the thing that you change simply measures what the temperature is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could it be a ground wire?
It could be a ground wire. You know, there are a bunch of little grounds that connect to the cylinder head.
Yeah.
Any one of those can cause, if it's making a bad connection, can cause the thing to run lousy.
Yeah.
But you could clean those ground wires.
Okay.
You can change the thermostat, or you can have it checked to see if, in fact, the thermostat is really opening at the right temperature. And when that doesn't work, I think the problem may be in your computer.
Yeah.
But you have to go to a different Volkswagen dealer. And I would recommend that you don't tell them anything about yourself when you go in. Yeah. Or what you've done to it.
Taking advantage of me.
Well, no, it's always bad to tell them what you've done so far.
And don't mention your theories to them either.
No, because
let them figure it out right from scratch.
Yeah, we have a little code that we use at our shop, and when someone fills out a repair order, there are all kinds of little boxes like who filled out the repair order, when promised, time promised, and there's another little box that has no label. But we have various codes, and one is we use a W for wacko. When we have someone that's a wacko, we put a W in that box because no matter what you explain to them, they're not going to believe it. So you may be getting the W code.
I never gave that one any thought.
See you, Stefan.
Thank you.
Hey, good luck, man.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hey there, you guys. This is Susie. I'm in Carlsbad.
Susie.
Carlsbad what?
California. Remember me, the one with the vanagon?
Well, I was just going to say.
Yeah.
I made it back from Texas.
Wait. Is this Susie? Is this not Susie?
Susie says, se habla español, Susie?
Sí.
What? Wait a minute. Have you been to Mexico and now you're back?
Yeah. Made an incredible trip there, but it ended up being by plane.
Right. For those of you who don't remember old Susie, I was just asking before the show. We haven't heard from Susie for weeks. Susie called us because she was leaving from Carlsbad. She was going to drive to Texas to pick up her daddy or her mommy or somebody.
Daddy.
Then she was going to drive to Mexico and drive across the entire country from the West Coast to the East. Is that right?
Right. And still someday I will.
And then she was going to drive back. And we've been talking to Susie for weeks now, asking how's she doing. The last time we talked, you were in Texas.
Right. And there was some sort of transmission problem. And it was going to cost a lot just to take it out and diagnose what the problem was. And so we decided, okay, just go ahead and replace it.
Wait a minute. I mean, didn't we advise you to forget about it and just keep driving?
Yeah, you did.
So what happened? What changed your mind?
Susie, you didn't trust us.
No.
Susie.
So if I remember, it was a whine that you had when you were stepping on the gas that went away when you decelerated.
Yeah, it wasn't the transmission.
Well, somehow, first we drained the fluid, and then there was so many chips, around the magnet, and you said, that's what they say.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
But
I remember that.
I had, on my way over there, I had all these different people drive the car because I really had no idea. So, like in Odessa, I found a really nice Volkswagen mechanic who wasn't prepared to work on it, but he did listen and say, yeah, it sounds like the transmission.
Okay.
So you
talked to various people, including us, and you decided to believe all of them and not us, and you flew to Mexico. Is that it?
Yeah. And got to swim in the, in the Great Caribbean. And
So where is the vanagon now?
Well, it's outside running with a little bit of a knock, and maybe you would be able to tell what that is.
Okay, so you had the transaxle replaced?
Yeah, put in a factory rebuilt to the tune of $2,800.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well.
So you're going to drag the phone out to the car?
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
I knew she was a wacko. Right from the first one. Nothing.
What is this? You're on a cordless phone?
No.
Oh, a long wire.
Long wire. Okay.
Okay. So can you hear this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Is that enough?
Oh, yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
Well, they didn't just start doing that, did it?
Well, I don't know. That's from the trip back from Texas.
Ah, okay. So this happened a little at a time.
I guess so.
And does the engine run smoothly? Does it have pretty good power?
Well,
Not really, huh?
Okay, on acceleration, sometimes when you're just starting off, there's like this little lag. Like, okay, power.
I can appreciate that.
But otherwise, it has plenty of power. Oh, at least.
You can drive it at like 45, 50 miles an hour on a flat road.
Sure, 85.
80.
Okay.
It sounds to me like you have a stuck valve or a collapsed lifter. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound that serious, but it's going to cost money to fix it. Maybe big money.
Really?
How many miles are on the engine?
Well, it's a new engine, and I don't know. It's like a couple-year-old engine.
Oh, it's a used engine.
Well, that's the engine that Ronnie, the German mechanic, rebuilt.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, yeah, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to take this to him. I mean, this is not a job you're going to do yourself.
Okay.
This may require pulling the engine.
Oh, no. Really? Just from that sound, you think that?
It could be. It could be serious.
It's a horrible sound.
Sounds bad. Sounds bad. It's a good thing you didn't drive all the way to Mexico. You never would have made it.
No, you wouldn't have actually with that engine. If that's what was waiting in the wings for you.
Okay.
And if you recall, initially we tried to talk you out of the thing in general. And then we decided if you were nuts enough to do it, who were we?
If life was not just one little risk and excitement after another, what's life anyway? Sitting at home watching TV? No.
Well, thanks to you guys, I did get there. So,
you did go.
So some way I think you're responsible.
And you got to an even wilder, less tamed place. Texas.
Okay, thanks, you guys.
See ya.
Thanks, Susie.
Bye-bye.
Welcome home.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
Safe and sound. Boy, are we relieved. See you later.
See, now, when she called and said she was from Carlsbad, California, I started to say, gee, you're the second person who's called us from Carlsbad, California in a couple of weeks. And she's not. She's the first. She's the only person.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's time to find out if my brother remembers last week's puzzle.
Well, as a matter of fact, John, our engineer, let it slip a little while ago while you were...
I thought I smelled something.
while you were out getting orange sodas.
Really?
He mentioned something about the puzzler, and he mentioned tires, which made me remember that it had something to do with a Porsche. Except that was all I could remember.
Well, I'll give everyone else a clue. It is about a Porsche, a shimmy, and the weather. And I'll tell you the whole story and even the answer right after we take a short break and get some more coffee.
This message comes from Thuma. Create your oasis with Thuma, a modern design company that specializes in furniture and home goods. By stripping away everything but the essential, Thuma makes elevated beds with premium materials and intentional details. With clean lines, subtle curves, and minimalist style, the Thuma bed collection is available in 4 signature finishes to match any design aesthetic. To get $100 towards your first bed purchase, go to thuma.co/NPR.
On the Planet Money podcast, the economic world we've been living in for decades was built on some basic assumptions. But the people who built that world are long gone. And right now, those assumptions are kind of up in the air. Like the dollar as the reserve currency. Is that era over? If so, what could replace it? And what does that mean for the rest of us? Listen to the Planet Money podcast from NPR wherever you get your podcasts.
Fall in love with new music every Friday at All Songs Considered, that's NPR's music recommendation podcast. Fridays are where we spend our whole show sharing all the greatest new releases of the week. Make the hunt for new music a part of your life again. Tap into New Music Friday from All Songs Considered, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, we're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers. And as promised, here is the answer to last week's puzzler. This was sent to us via email by John Zumsteig.
You say via, I say via.
You say tomato?
I say tomato.
You say potato?
I say potato. Tomato, tomato, potato, via. Let's call the whole thing off. What is it, via or via?
Well, it would be
It's via.
It would be via.
It would
What did I say?
You said via.
Via.
I said via.
Like Via Appia.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I think via. Like, yeah. Via, actually.
How about by way of?
By means of, by way of. Okay,
Yeah,
here it
email
is.
By John Zumsteig.
One crisp fall morning, a man brings his Porsche into his mechanic saying that he couldn't drive it more than 20 miles an hour. At that speed, he says, it developed a horrendous shudder. The mechanic, being busy as usual, drinking his morning coffee, and eating donuts, tells the driver to drive the car into the shop and leave it there. He says, I'll look at it later on. When the driver returns that evening, the mechanic says, we couldn't reproduce the problem. So the owner of the car says, well, come on, let's go for a ride. They get in, and he says, geez, it's gone. I don't know what the story is. Well, anyway, he drives home. The next morning, the driver returns with exactly the same complaint. Again, the mechanic says, look, I haven't got time to look at it. Just put it over there, and we'll take care of it. And as you might expect...
As soon as we finish with the coffee.
Right. Again, the driver returns that evening. He gets the same story. We drove it. The car runs perfectly, and here's a bill for $500. The third morning, the driver returns, what? Same story.
Problem, yeah.
At 20 miles an hour, the car starts to shake itself apart. This time, the junior assistant mechanic, this young buck named Krusty, hears the story, and he asks a question of the owner.
Yeah.
And the question is this: did you buy new tires this summer? The guy says, yes, I did. Oh. And Krusty says, I know what's wrong with your car.
So does John. I mean, that's what brought it all up. John said, I know the answer.
Just before he let it slip.
He let it slip. Yeah.
And the question very simply was, what is wrong?
And how old is Krusty when this story took place?
18.
Ah.
And the hint was, of course, that he asked if he bought tires in the summer, and of course the guy did.
Yeah.
And what happened when he bought the tires is that one of the tires had water in it. As is often the case, people that buy tires store them outside. The tire got mounted with the water in it, and when it was put on the high-speed balancer and spun around, the water, because it was a liquid, got evenly distributed and got balanced
with the rest of everything.
With the tire.
Right.
Okay, now we fast forward to the first cold morning. I think I said it was a crisp fall morning.
Well, that's the part of the puzzle that I missed last week. I didn't realize you had said it was a crisp fall morning.
That's what happens when you doze. Because it was a crisp fall morning, that water froze and made a chunk of ice that now made that tire so unbalanced that the car really would feel like it was shaking itself apart when you tried to drive it. It would be so unbalanced you wouldn't be able to drive it. And, of course, sitting in the warm garage all day, it melted and reverted to its summer state, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
QED,
So what does one do in a case like that? You just make a little hole in it so you get the water to drain out?
on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you do it
well,
on the top,
wouldn't
it
make on
won't.
the top.
No,
The
it
water
won't
won't.
leak out.
Well, you could make the hole on the top and then apply heat to the tire and vaporize it. It would come out the hole. That's what I would do.
And who might our winner be?
The winner is Holden Babcock. Wow.
I love it. I love names like that.
It's like Holden Caulfield.
Yes.
Holden Babcock. Wow. And he's from Rockford, Michigan, by the way. And not only is he lucky to have the name, but he's also now going to get a copy of our new album, Men Are From GM, Women Are From Ford, and Lawyers Are From Chrysler. This is a collection of calls.
I think the lawyers are from Buick, actually.
They will be this week. It's a collection of calls about couples, cars, and we'll have it in your mailbox by Valentine's Day, Holden. If not this year, then definitely next year.
Yeah, you always need a Valentine's present.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have a brand new puzzler coming up in the third half of today's show. So don't touch that dial. In the meantime, we'll take your calls at our brand new number, 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Jill from Missoula, Montana.
Hi, Jill.
Hello. And I've spoken to you guys before a couple years ago about the problem I've had with the nose pickers. It's me.
Gee, you know,
You
I would
remember me?
yes, I do remember you very vividly. In fact, how could one forget?
I'm so sorry.
But
I've been embarrassed the last couple of years. People have pointed me out on the street.
Yeah, there goes Jill.
I know. Like I have a problem. Anyway, this is my question.
Yeah.
I have an 84 Nissan Sentra.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing this piece of advice from men, because they're the ones that give out the advice on cars.
unsolicited advice, right?
Yeah, well, this is it. And I don't know. I drive to work and the store, and I don't take long trips with this car.
The answer
But-
is yes, by the way.
Yeah.
I know you're going to say that no matter what the question
You have to do it no matter what it costs
I
because
know.
that's the way it is.
Yeah, well...
And if you don't do it, you're going to wreck the engine.
You
But
are.
Go ahead, ask the
Okay,
question anyway.
so whenever I do take it out on the highway, which is rare, and this person is with me, every single time he says to me, well, you know, you should take the car out on the highway more often to blow that stuff out. And I'm like, what? What's the deal? And what is this stuff?
Well, you should tell him to take his handkerchief out more often and blow that stuff out.
I know. I don't get it. I mean, my car runs okay, and then, you know, it's like after we've been on the highway and we're back in town, it's like, see how much better it is? Like, I don't notice a bit of difference. What's the scoop?
You're right. There are many, many men
Yes.
who
you
have...
admit it.
Oh, they have this theory about blowing that stuff out. They do.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. And I mean, and their theory is it extends beyond just taking it out on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
If the car isn't running right,
Yeah.
one of the ways to get it to run right is to rev it up.
Right. It is the equivalent of banging on your television set
Oh.
when it doesn't work right.
Yeah.
That didn't even cross my
Plus the fact that it's required not just to keep the engine running well, but to satisfy most males' need to drive fast. So one way to explain it to your girlfriend or spouse is that we've got to go out and drive the thing at high speed.
Yeah. And what you're doing is
To blow it
you're
out.
blowing out the carbon. You got they're saying you got to blow out that carbon.
And the truth is, it does have some basis in fact, because back in the old days, when carburetors, when engines had carburetors, and those carburetors basically consisted of a hunk of metal with a hole drilled in it so that gas could drip out at some
that's
rate
about
that
it.
was unimportant and unrelated to what the throttle was doing, then carbon used to build up on vital engine components.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
We are sure of this. This
Okay.
person, now see, this person
Yes.
is either over 50
No,
or-
the person from whom he learned it is over 50.
or he learned it from his daddy. That's right.
Oh, yeah. That sounds more like
And doesn't
Sounds
really
more
know.
like it.
It's like a lot of other things. You don't really know the why. You just know the
what?
the what.
Yeah,
Exactly.
This is what you do. It's sort of handed down.
How come women don't hear that from their
Oh,
dad?
they do.
Honey, you got to get out on the freeway and blow it out. Nobody had that conversation with
Your
me.
father never told you that?
No, I'm sure of it. He did not.
He didn't.
Well, see, you may have heard it, but my guess is that it went in one ear and out the other because you didn't.
Because when he said you're going to blow it out, you said, go blow it out.
You old geezer. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there, as we say, there is some basis for this. Even now, it is possible for some cars to build up carbon, and it would not be completely outrageous to think that you ought to take it out once in a while and blow out the carbon.
But you never notice really a difference.
Well, you
right?
might. If the car were
Sure.
running badly, you might notice a difference. But if it were already running well,
Then how would
I'll
you
give you an
notice?
example.
Right.
When I get up in the morning, I look in the mirror.
Uh-oh.
Now that takes courage.
Don't
Right?
you hate that? I hate that.
I hate that.
I hate that too, but if there's nothing you can do to improve it, I mean, why bother?
Now, if someone said to you,
Yeah.
You
if
should comb your hair.
if you combed your hair,
And I say,
it would be a lot less frightening.
why bother?
That's right. Whereas I get up in the morning and I look in the mirror and it's just about perfect. I comb my hair and I don't see a lot of difference because, I mean, Adonis would be jealous of my bronze body.
How do you do it?
It's a diet of cappuccino and jelly donuts.
You're so lucky.
I know it.
Oh, boy. Well,
Okay.
you've helped me once again.
I'm sure.
Jill, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Okay.
Just like the last time.
Well, you hope so.
See you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, boy.
Now, before we get to the new
I
puzzler,
can hardly wait.
we have to take a short break. You know why?
No.
Because I have to finish working on the puzzler.
You haven't given it any thought yet? What have you been doing for the last 40 minutes?
I've been answering the callers' questions because you've been dozing.
What? You give the same answer every time anyway. Vacuum leak, vacuum leak.
It all starts with listening to the person in front of you and the person you'll never meet, to the person living a story and the journalist who helps you see it in a new light. The NPR network is built on listening, with microphones in every region, so we're there anytime a voice or sound demands to be heard. Hear stories in the first person, hear the bigger picture on NPR.
On NPR's Throughline,
schoolhouses are less expensive than rebellions.
we've been debating the government's role in education since the Civil War.
1/10 of our national debt would have saved us the blood and treasure of the late war.
How the Department of Education tried to fix a divided nation.
Listen to Throughline wherever you get your podcasts.
The Mississippi River is a force like no other. People from the Missouri Boot Heel to the Mississippi Delta are adapting to wild swings in the climate, from record-breaking floods to extreme drought. Listen to and follow Here and Now Anytime from NPR and WBUR for stories of life on the river and living with the effects of climate change. Here and Now Anytime, wherever you get your podcasts.
The news can feel like a lot on any given day, but you can't just ignore it when big, even world-changing events are happening. That's where the Up First podcast comes in. Every morning in under 15 minutes, we take the news and pick 3 essential stories so you can keep up without getting stressed out. Listen now to the Up First podcast from NPR.
Don't scare me like that. I'm trying to get a little nap in here.
We're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers, and we're here to discuss cars, car repair, and the new puzzler.
And a 1 and a 2.
Well, I have to tell a little joke first.
Yeah, go ahead.
This past summer, our producer, Dougie Berman, was on vacation down in the islands someplace. And he's walking down a street, and leaning up against a tree is a guy that's dressed up like a pirate. You know, he's got the 3/4 length pants, the puffy shirt,
peg leg,
the
patch over one eye,
the bandana on his head,
Yeah.
the toucan on his shoulder, Reeboks. And so Dougie looks at him and he says, Jesus, he looks at him. The guy's got a peg leg. He does. He's got a hook for a hand.
Wow.
And he's got a patch over his eye, like all pirates do.
Yeah.
And he asked the guy if he's a real pirate. And the pirate says, I am, matey. I'm a real pirate. And Doug asks, he says, geez, you know, he says, you're in pretty bad shape. Do you mind telling me how you lost your leg? He says, it was a mutiny. He said, they threw me overboard and a shark bit me leg off. And Dougie says, geez, pretty bad. He says, how about your hand? How did you lose your hand? He says, we were boarded by another bunch of pirates from another ship. He said they wanted to steal our booty. He said we came to fighting with swords. And before I could run the last one through, he cut me hand off. And that's how I wound up with me hook.
Wow.
He says, geez, you got a peg leg. Sharks ate your leg off. You got a hook. He says, how about your eye? Bird poop. He says, excuse me? Bird poop? You mean a bird pooped in your eye and you lost your eye? That's what I said, bird poop. Well, how did that happen? It was the first day with me hook. Well, which leads me up to today's puzzler.
That's a lead into a puzzler.
Now, we all know that pirates, in fact, many sailors of old, have patches over one of their eyes.
They do.
And we know that it ain't bird poop.
We do?
Well,
it seems unlikely, at least.
It seems unlikely that it's bird poop.
Yeah.
I mean, how stupid could... Never mind. The question is, why is it that old-time sailors had
frequently had a patch over their eye?
Had no eyesight in one eye, that they wore a patch over their eye. Now, if you think you know the answer, or you just have nothing to do at work and feel like taking a stab at it, mail your answer to Puzzler Tower, Car Talk Plaza, Box 3500, Harvard Square, Cambridge.
Our fair city.
Ma 02238. Or, of course, you can email us your answer from our website, cartalk.msn.com. Just click on the Talk to Car Talk section. And, of course, if we choose your answer, your correct answer, that is, at random from among all the other correct answers that we receive, you'll get your own copy of our brand new album called Men Are From GM, Women Are From Ford, which will save you the trouble of having to go out and buy a Valentine's Day gift.
Valentine's Day? Yeah, fat chance you get something by Valentine's Day.
Oh, not from us, no. If you'd like to call us, our number is 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Steve in Chicago, formerly of East Arlington, Massachusetts.
We can tell by your accent, Steve.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So what's up, Steve? And how did you get to Chicago? And do you like it there? And why did you leave Arlington?
Oh, man.
All those questions. Come on.
You never actually want to get to... So is this like a special 3 or 4 hour show?
Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah.
I got to Chicago for a career and a girl. I lost the girl, and I've given up on the career. So I'll come home now. Hey, the caller that I feel the most for was that whatever that 18-year-old girl or something who was totally depressed.
What, you want us to give her your number?
You made me spit my coffee all over the table.
So let me see. So the romance is down the tube. The career's down the tube.
Wait.
What do you want, Jack Kevorkian's number?
When are you getting back?
No, I'm way beyond that Jack Kevorkian thing. I figured I might as well.
Oh, good.
No, that was 10 years ago.
Oh.
That was 10 years ago. But the career I just gave up on this recently. But I do have ideas, but I can't tell it to you on the air.
No, we can talk about it later.
What, you have inventions?
Yeah. What's that?
You have inventions?
Actually, something better. I originally was going
crime.
I can't
If
tell
it's
you.
not an invention, it's going to be a scam.
No.
That's the only thing that's better, because you don't have to make anything.
Right. I try to come up with inventions and stuff, but the
No,
problem
it's too
was
hard.
I didn't know how to actually make
You
them.
need a prototype. A scam. You don't need anything.
I had the ergonomic beach chair, but I couldn't figure out how the hell do you actually make it ergonomic?
Yeah, and how do you spell ergonomic? All right, let's get down to business here.
Okay.
What's up?
All right. I have an Acura Integra GSR.
What year?
It's 1996.
Yeah.
It's leased. Oh, and it's forest green, sort of. That could be
Gotcha.
important. You never know.
Okay.
I went to, a month or two ago, I went to a party in the suburbs. Two friends of mine, they eloped. And then they decided to have a party to celebrate it.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, went to this party, and they had this like designated lot. Said, strictly you must park here if you're going to the clubhouse. That's what they call the party room or whatever it was in this sort of...
Got it.
Okay. By about midnight at this party, all the boring people with kids, they're gone. And
was that one group or was that two separate groups?
No, it's lots and lots of people, all their friends. It was a great time.
Yeah.
But 1:00 is when the party room's supposed to close. But Jerry had gotten like verbal permission. Never get verbal permission.
Yeah.
Verbal permission to have the party go later.
Yeah.
And so at about 2:00, when people that were still there, somebody decided to leave. Went out, came back, said, "Hey guys, my car's been towed." We all went outside. Every car in the lot,
gone,
except mine, were gone.
They didn't want yours.
Now, I was wondering, my car, front-wheel drive, standard transmission, it was parked head-in and in gear, with the parking brake on.
That's why they didn't tow it.
That is why?
Yeah.
What they would have to do is get into the car with the Jimmy and then put it into neutral. And they obviously couldn't get in, or they didn't have the Slim Jim with them.
Or they were coming. They had just gone to get the Slim Jim, and they were on their way back.
They had done everybody else's car, saved mine for last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, if yours had been, for example, parked in the other way, backed in, they would have just lifted it up and rolled it away. But you can't tow a vehicle that's in gear because you're going to drag the tires along the ground.
Right.
And you were in first gear?
Right.
They probably have learned the hard way. We had a puzzler about this ages ago.
Oh, wow.
That if you take an engine that has a timing belt and you make the engine turn backwards, which they would have done by towing you out if you were in first. What would have happened is that as they pulled you, the wheels would have turned, but they would have turned and it's transmitted that energy to the engine, but it would have made the engine turn backwards because you were moving backwards, but the car was in what? A forward gear. And by doing so, it would have made the timing belt jump.
Right.
And it would have wrecked your engine. And they probably learned that from towing somebody else's Acura or maybe a Honda or whatever and getting sued. And it wasn't worth it. So they were going back to get the Slim Jim, and you just happened to come out right away. But the more important question is, how'd you make out at the party?
This was not that kind of party.
Oh, it wasn't, because they were all boring.
Yeah, it's all, no. Everybody was boring. It was all friends and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
So, although I did sort of scope it out.
Yeah, you got a few phone numbers, right?
You have to.
And you got to get some clue as to who's getting ready to break up with whom.
Right, like that Seinfeld episode. Oh, yeah, I waited 3 years for that marriage to end.
Well, Steve, we'll be looking forward to seeing you back here in the Boston area.
Okay.
All the reasons you went there are now
They're gone. They're defunct.
Hey. But how is Chicago in general?
In general, Chicago's a great place. And when I was doing my best, I came here to be an options trader. And when I was doing my best and making a lot of money, I was about to enact a lifestyle where I maybe spent 8 months here, but a couple months in Boston area. And
a couple of months in Bahamas.
Yeah, exactly.
No, St. John.
Yeah.
Virgin Islands.
St. Croix.
St. Croix.
St. Croix's all right.
Same thing.
Because I have a friend there, but...
Female friend?
No, actually male
Just
friend.
checking, okay.
And he's married. Beautiful wife. I'm waiting that one out, too. No. But Chicago is a great place.
Steve,
thanks for calling, Steve.
When you get to Boston, call us. We'll go for coffee.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He'll give us some hot tips on options.
Yeah, he's got all his options open. While you've wasted an otherwise perfectly good hour listening to Car Talk, our esteemed producer is Doug, the Subway fugitive, not a slave to fashion Berman. Our associate producer and dean of the College of Automusicology is Ken Babyface Rogers, who's a daddy again.
Woohoo! Little Huey Dewey.
Our assistant producer is Catherine Oyster Stew Ray. Try cutting that out. And our engineer is Jonathan Marston, our technical, spiritual, and menu advisor and purveyor of pistachio nuts, imported pistachio nuts, and WBUR in Boston.
And even though Bob Edwards' voice cracks whenever he hears us say it, this is NPR, National Public Radio.
Recycling can feel like a lost cause, but one college student started a grassroots efforts to turn beer bottles into sand for eroding beaches.
We have some music bumping and some people are sorting. There's one person crushing and the rest of us are hand sifting the material.
Now you can come up with creative ideas by taking a second look. Double Takes. That's on the TED Radio Hour podcast from NPR.
Hi, it's Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air. Hey, take a break from the 24-hour news cycle with us and listen to long-form interviews with your favorite authors, actors, filmmakers, comedians, and musicians, the people making the art that nourishes us and speaks to our times. So listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.
Here on The Indicator from Planet Money, we fanned out across the country to ask how you are feeling about the 2025 economy.
Anxious. Uncertain.
Unfair.
Turbulent. Crazy.
We don't just recite the headlines, we show you how the economy is affecting your life in 10 minutes or less. Each weekday, listen to The Indicator from Planet Money, wherever you get your podcasts.